Hello. Good day. Happy Sunday, everybody. So I'm just here chilling. I need to get out of the habit of I need to get out of the habit of always touching my face when I'm making a video. Happy Sunday. So I'm just here chilling, like I said earlier, DJing here, and then now I'm just lying on my bed. So anyway, I was going through this Facebook video. It went viral. It's a video that went viral, and it was about this young lady with 4 children, and her last child father brought McDonald's for his child. Yes, for his child. And this woman embarrassed the guy, or she thought she would embarrass him, and she started having a goal. She expected him to drop 4 McDonald's for one McDonald's for each child. Well, the guy wasn't having it. He was not having it. My thing is, he and the girl no longer together, so he's not really his responsibility to provide for all 4 children. The most important thing, he's a good dad and he's providing for his child. I mean, when they was together, obviously he was providing for all of the family, the 3 plus his, which is good. But now that they're no longer an item, the other 3 children is no longer his responsibility. However, the woman expected him to carry 4 McDonald's. So guess what she did? She didn't allow the child to eat the McDonald's. She threw it away. Yeah? I mean, the human thing to do was for him to carry, let's see, maybe 4 McDonald's. But how long is he going to carry 4 McDonald's for? Yeah? How long is he going to... When is he going to end? Because if every time he carry 4 McDonald's ain't cheap. For 4 children all the time. And then because she rely on the government for her stamp, whatever it is the American get these days, she's telling him that he knows that her money comes on the 11th every month. My thing is, if it's me and I've got 4 children and the last baby daddy, or whichever baby daddy is carrying, obviously he's going to call you to let you know that he's coming over. Yeah, he's definitely going to call you to tell you that he's passing by. What would I do? The sensible thing to do? To not make the other children feel neglected or unloved or uncared for, or animosity, jealousy, and things like that. The human thing to do is to say to him, okay, can you buy me 3, an additional 3, and then when he comes, reimburse him the money? Isn't that the most sensible thing to do? To reimburse him the money for the other 3 children, which isn't his, rather than expecting him to give you 4 or to buy you 4 McDonald's or whatever you do. Every time he carries something for his child, you have to carry for 4 children. That's why a lot of men these days, they don't want women with children. They don't want any woman with children because this woman and them out there, they want to bully man to mind other children. Yes, your child is your sole responsibility. You love your child. Yes, you're going to feel away if he's carrying only food for one child and he's not carrying it for the others. But the most sensible thing as a woman I would do, and if it was me, although the sun's shining there, if it was me, I would say to him, because they must have a relationship, as in an amicable relationship, where he can call and say, oh, he popping by to look for his child, So if it's me, I would say to him, okay. And of course, he'll say he's going to bring McDonald's because he know his child like McDonald's. If you know your child like McDonald's or whatever your child like, if you're passing to see your child and you're carrying something for your child, and there's another 3 children in the house, you're going to carry you're going to say to him, can you, if himself is his ice cream, I would say to him, okay, you pass in and get some ice cream, or you pass in and get an ice cream for your son. Can you get me an additional 3 ice cream? And so when he comes, none of the children will feel left out. But you as a woman expect that man, to carry food for all the kids every time he come in. Remember, you and him no longer together. You and him no longer together. He maybe have other responsibility. Yeah, he might be with another girl out there. He maybe have another kid. He has to provide for this other family or this other girlfriend or child that he has. He cannot continue to provide for all the children you have. He cannot. He cannot. And we women, as women, we must stop bullying men. A lot of women out there, that's what they do. They bully men into minding the children that the man meet them with. Yes, if a man is with, if it's me and I've got like 2 or 3 children and a man is with me, of course, I wouldn't expect him not to assist with my child, but I wouldn't make him, he wouldn't be the sole responsibility for my child. I wouldn't make him take sole responsibility for my child. The child have a father. The child will have a father. And if the father is not in his life or her life, well, it's my sole responsibility. I mean, we must give men a break. We women must give men a break. And the way she was going on about it, she was proper mad about it, She was proper mad about it. The woman was carrying on. Yes, he responsible for bringing. If he come in here, you have to bring for all the kids. You have to carry for all the kids. And she accepted from him, then she smashed it in the ground. So, what she did? She prevented her child, the last child, from having his McDonald's. So because the others couldn't have. Or the most sensible thing, if I was her and I would do again, I would, when he carried the McDonald's for the child, I would give each maybe 2 little fries. Or sometimes the children are big enough, they're not even thinking about that. They're not even thinking about that. That's why we have parents spoiling children. And if this one have a Jordan, the other one have to have a Jordan too. If this one have a, if a child, if they see a child with a Jordan or one of them AirPods or whatever, their child have to have it too. We spoiling children. We are spoiling children. That's why some children gonna end up doing drugs and things. Because they always want. And the recruiters out there, they look for the kids, the less advantaged kids, of course. But they look for those as well who are weak. And we have to make children satisfied with what we can afford to give them. Explain to them, okay, his dad brought it. You give them 2 chips each. What's wrong with that? You cut up the burger or you prepare something for everybody to eat in one. But the most sensible thing would have been to say to him, okay, can you carry an additional 3? And then, or put the money in his account, bank transfer. He's going to McDonald's, bank transfer. And you put the money in his account so he could buy 4 McDonald's and come home with and carry. So you prevent the man-child from having his McDonald's. Because the other 3 didn't get. So if you decide to pay for private school for his child, because he wants what's best for your child, yes, you want what's best for your child, but if you cannot provide what's best for your child and he has a child with you and you want to put his child in private school, He wants to put his child in private school. You expect him to put all 4 children in private school, the other 3 that's not his? Only tell me if I'm wrong. Just tell me if I'm wrong with this. Tell me if I'm wrong. Because I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong at all. I'm looking at it from my perspective and my point of view. If I date with a man and I have other kids and he has 1 kid with me, I don't expect him to, if me and him not together, I don't expect him to provide for the rest of my kids. This is my responsibility and the other father's responsibility. Even when he with me, I don't expect him to provide for all of my kids everything. I'll go half and half. But some women, they feel entitled. They want to go around and just have kids for different daddies. I'm not lashing women. Sometimes circumstances, right? There are circumstances, there are time when things happen. A woman may be with a man and she thought that this relationship going to be for prosperity, for long life. They're going to be together forever. And then it doesn't work out. But that doesn't mean to say every time you're with a man, you have to make a child. Why a lot of women, young women, every time they have a new relationship, it's a newborn. And then when all men leave and go about the business, you stuck with all these children. You're not giving the children what they expect. You bring children in this world to provide the best for them. But you can't because you don't have a good job. Your job just barely covering expenses, especially these days. And you expect a man to come in your life to mind all you. The relationship will be doomed from the start. I'm telling you. The relationship will be doomed from the start because when a relationship starts up with financial difficulties, it's not a good relationship. It doesn't last. Anytime financial difficulty is one of the main factor in a relationship doom already. So men, be careful who you're making your children with. There are some women, they are not calm. They feel entitled. Some women, again, they want to trap man. They think if they make children for the man, he would stay. A child cannot keep a man. Children cannot keep men. Why would you force to keep a man? Why? Why would you make children to try and keep a man in your life and live an unhappy life? Your life would be unhappy because the man don't want you in the first place. But you're there creating children for that man because you want to keep him. You think every time you have a young child, he's going to stay. You're frustrating you and you're frustrating the man because he's tired. He don't have the financial ability for both of to maintain this family, and his children, when they're small, they make a lot of, it's a lot. They need a lot of care. They need a lot of care. They need a lot of attention. And if you don't have this attention with the man already, you're not getting the attention from the man already, and you have this child to provide the attention for, you have to provide attention for these children or this child, and the man not getting the attention. You have to go there, you have to make the money, come home. He can't even get some of your time because so much children are around, so much noise in the house. Women need to start think sensibly. They need to start thinking sensibly. I talking out there. I'm talking facts here. Don't expect a man to come in your life and mind all your children 100%. I'm not saying he cannot provide for your child or your children, whomever he meet you with. Yes, a good man will do that. But don't expect him to be the 100% breadwinner in the family. or 90% and you're just giving 10%. No, it won't work. It won't work. And don't try to keep a man by making children. It wouldn't work. The man will leave in the first scene the same way men leave. I don't know. That video was the worst video. I don't know if it's a skit, because I can't believe a woman could be so bold. So I don't know if it's a skit. Let me go and see women next phone to make all this see this video. I don't know if it was a skit. I'm going down the stairs and the light. See, going down the stairs, see, the light. Where's my other phone? Yes, my son kicking football outside. It's after 8 at night and he kicking balls, but that's all right. Get his adrenaline pumping. Naturally pretty, eh? It's good. Yeah. The woman was bold. Too bold. Too bold. I believe that was a skit. It had to be a skit. Olha, it must be a skit. I go downstairs and come up there and I'm tired, you know. I don't understand why. How much calls are getting? I don't know about this phone. Hey, Jonathan, who is this? Anyway, I'll get back to all you just now. This Facebook number, it's a good thing it's not my real number there, but anyway, I was going to find that video for all you. It's been shared out how many times? Woman, how did I? Woman, McDonald's. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I was looking. Baby mama, McDonald's. People are all kind of thing to say. Let me see about this thing. Let me show you. Somebody, let me show you.
Look, y'all. Every day my baby daddy come here
Listen.
with one meal for my child. But I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like that's broke as hell. Like you're not gonna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there you go. And I bet you he only got one thing in there. I bet you he don't even. I'm finna expose.
I had to bring this on.
So people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up?
There he goes.
Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just one burger? One burger, one fries? What he like? What do you mean? Okay, what about my other kids? What about your other kids? Okay, but them your kids' siblings though. Them your kids' siblings though. So my other kids finna be left out. You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Food stamps. Get a job.
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out. But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings? Them are his siblings though. He not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating at McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put? No.
You see?
You're not finna eat that shit at all if you can't
She
bring enough for
refusing to let the
everybody.
child go out to eat his McDonald's.
So when I bring my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where her fake daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. They were your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't
Share
eat
it.
McDonald's? You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
Go get a job. Stop depending on food stamps.
Yeah. Dad had siblings. You knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me. Yes, you did.
Woman.
But you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids. Because I'm exposed. Everybody thinks
She
you're
exposed
such a
herself.
daddy. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this. You only come here with one piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that. He can't eat it.
Maybe if you had one or two, like, you know, maybe. You got, it's 3 extra kids. What the f***? All like going to my motherfucking account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with? That's the one you gonna
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
so that means
Yeah. So don't. No, I didn't say you have to take care of them. You can bring them something to eat if you bring one something to eat.
I bring them food every other day. What do you mean?
Exactly, but you don't ever bring food for the other ones. You know I get my food stamps on the 11th.
Food stamp.
Okay, but I'm saying we share the same kid as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to, if you feel like a feel away about eat, take him in the room and let him.
I'm not taking my kid in the
Send him down
room.
to the car. He ain't even got eating for that. He come right out to the car and eat with me.
No, no. You know what? Fine. Give it here.
Thank you.
Give it here.
She smashed it. She threw it.
Give it here.
Oh.
He eating this you.
Why would you just do that?
Because you ain't bringing up for all the other. You stupid. Selfish as a. Like, you're dumb as hell. You're dumb as hell. He not finna eat that. Dumb. He not finna do it. If you can't do it for all, don't do it for none of them. But I stupid. Thought I was finna take that today. Yeah, I had another thing for him today. No, he can't take it today. What do you want?
How about some McDonald's for myself?
So you came with one meal, and it's altogether 5 kids here.
I only got one kid, so I bought it for
It
myself.
don't matter. It don't matter, but you know it's other kids here.
Can you imagine that?
What do you mean what I'm talking about? You could have came outside. You could have called him outside or whatever.
If this is talking about
What do you mean what I'm talking about? You could have came outside.
if this is what you
This is a girl.
So the whole world is basically bashing me right now because I'm the baby mama who was upset at her baby daddy because he only decided to give his child McDonald's and not the rest of my other 3 kids. I have 4 kids. You knew the situation when you dated me. Our child is the youngest child. So keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. That means all my other kids knew him. He was buying the McDonald's when we were together. My kids have to go through a transition of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids got to feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them. And they know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them.
Does she have a
But now
valid
you don't wanna
point?
do that for them anymore. Like, to me, that's petty. That's petty. Like, it's not fair. Like, you're not finna give one child McDonald's and not all the other kids McDonald's. Like, I'm not going. And then on top of that, you mean to tell me you can dib and dab and want to do it sometimes, but yet you can't feed all my other kids McDonald's, though? That's what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm not going for that. I'm going to stand on what I said, and I don't care what everybody else have to say about it. Y'all could judge me. Oh, well, I could be the villain, but I said what I said. Like, if you can't bring everybody McDonald's, then can't nobody have McDonald's then. Period.
To be honest, I understand what she's saying. She cared for all her kids, right? She cared for all her kids, and it hurt her to see that he's carrying one McDonald's for one child rather than all 4 children. But my thing is, okay, my thing is, she would know that he's coming to see his kid. She would know. Yeah? She would know that he's coming to see his child. I would have transferred some money into his account and said to him, can you buy some McDonald's for the other 3 kids? So they don't feel left out. Like I said earlier, they don't feel some type of way, unhappy, because kids will be kids. If you have children in a house and one child is eating McDonald's, the other's bound to feel some type of way. They're bound to feel jealous, they might cry. And kids, if you have kids, you understand. You can't have one lollipop and give one child. The others will want lollipop too. So you might as well don't give that lollipop to one kid unless you have enough to share it around. Or you decide, in my days when we're growing up, you cut up one little apple in several pieces. But McDonald's is different. If I were her, I know especially if it was, to me, I don't think that was a kid's meal. I think it was an adult meal. I would have just share it among them rather than throwing it away. That was very, very disrespectful. To me, she feel entitled. I think he spoiled her, obviously, because when he was with her, he was minding all children, all the kids. And my thing is, if you cannot provide for your kids as a mother, try not to bring all the children into the world. Don't. Because, like I said, the men leave and they go. Relationship don't always work out. And the men go away and you're stuck. Sometimes you don't even have childcare. So that's why you're on food stamp now. And the food stamp is still on the 11th. I don't know what date he brought over the McDonald's, but you think that he should bring all the kids McDonald's. The right thing to do for him was, of course, he minding his child. He's a good dad. But the humanly thing to do was to carry, like I say, 4 McDonald's. But at the end of the day, you're telling me every time he goes to see her, he's like he's going to be scared to bring something for his kid. So his child going to suffer then. His child going to suffer from getting the best because she cannot afford to give the rest of her children. I don't like to say kids all the time. She cannot afford to provide for her children. So she expects him to continue providing, or whoever man come into her life again. She going to expect this man to provide for all the kids by himself. That's why a lot of men, they don't go with single parents. They don't go with single women. And ladies, if you cannot afford to provide for your kids, or you're not in a job that especially these days, life is so expensive. Everything is so expensive. Why are you making so much kids and such children in this day and age? Why? If you cannot provide, if you could provide for them, and just you could make the amount of kids you want. But if you cannot provide, I believe in giving children the best, because as we all know, growing up in the days back home, we had the basic. Sometimes we don't even have the basic. Sometimes shoes in foot. We didn't even have proper shoes to put in feet. You understand? So why would you want your children to grow up in this kind of poverty where you always have to rely on a man? Because it seems as though she rely on this food stamp. And without the food stamp, the children cannot get little McDonald's and stuff. So she expect every man to come over there. That's why most men abuse children. Because they come into women's life and the women expect them to do everything. Provide, do all sorts for them. And sometimes the woman even lazy, just want to lie down. And the man just there doing everything. The child cried, the man had to go and look after the child because the woman tired, they're exhausted. And that's how most men end up getting exhausted for themselves, because they want to be with the woman. Maybe they like the woman, I don't know. Because it all starts off with, oh, they love the love. And it gradually, the love's die out because the relationship become too demanding. Financially, physically, emotionally. And that's why most men run off. I think in a relationship, well, I always think 50-50 is best. You know, we all want this to be with this person that provide for us, right? True. But me, I like to be independent and have my own. So if a man decide, my man decide to walk out today or tomorrow, I couldn't care less, because I am able, I'm capable of providing for myself and my son. And that's how women need to start thinking. So when a man decide to leave, him or her, or a woman decide to leave, the man could make it on his own. If the man decide to leave, the woman wouldn't even miss nothing. And that's how I have brought myself, and that's how I've always been since I came to this, well, since back home. I started off working since I was in college. I used to work in Voyager. Thank you, Voyager, for your little job when I was in college. I'm a hustler since I know myself. I remember my uncle sent money for me to pay for my CXC subjects. And I got some extra money from that. You know what I did? I opened a bank account in Cooperative Bank. I was in secondary school. And any little extra money I had, I was putting it in there. So women, I'm appealing to you today, and if you ever come across this video, you guys like and share my videos. Yeah? Women, I'm appealing to you. Stop relying on man. If you're married to the man, don't expect the man to be there for you until you die. Treat the relationship with respect. Treat each other with love, but at the same time, treat it in a way that if the man decide to go, you wouldn't get mentally affected. We have to start looking after ourselves. Gone is the days when women relying on men right through for everything. No. There is no thing like that anymore. Women stay home and look after children and men go out and work. No. No. Try to make it for yourself. Accidents do happen where you end up getting pregnant. But if you could avoid it, you have 2 children, 3 children already. If you could avoid just making children for no reason and say, oh, when children grow up, they're going to mind you. First of all, you have to give the children the luxury so that they could mind you. When they don't have to be like how we are now. Myself, I'm not afraid to say it. We had no one who gave me anything like to say land back home. You could go home and build on your land. You have to go on. Right now, I still have to buy a piece of land back home. So if I go to give my family all my money while I'm here, how I get in land? And how are you going to end up mining them when you have to? How they're going to end up mining you when they have to provide for themselves, or they may come and have a family for themselves? Come on, man. Stop the cycle. Stop the cycle. You didn't provide for your children when they're growing up. You didn't ease the pain of having for them to have to fight from scratch, try and get everything from scratch to make it in life. I mean, if you set the pace for them and set the way for them that they would have something that all the money that they're working for doesn't have to go back into providing for themselves, fine, they'll be able to mine you. But when you're saying, oh, you're bringing children to mine you, you're making children, they're going to mine you. Why? Why are you making children for them to mine you? I'm not saying they can't give you something. But when they have to use their money to buy and to pay fine all these expenses out in this world here today or tomorrow, how are they going to mine you? Even when today or yesterday, me and someone was talking. In the days back home, land and thing was cheap. When our parents like that growing up, land was cheap. None of them secure anything. Most parents back home never secure anything for their children. They was making children. Yeah, they're saying children go to mind them. But if you don't pave the way for your children to have something in life to ease the financial burden that we are going through right now, when we have to fight up for ourselves, how we mining all you? When we have to fight up for ourselves, right now is a fight up. Right now, people just existing. Because as you make the money, it go. As you make the money, it go. Most people have 2 and 3 jobs now. If they want to live a comfortable life. I'm not telling all you. It's not they say. It's truth. If you want to live comfortable, you have to have 2 and 3 jobs. So how you expect your children to mind you when they just existing for themselves? Young people are telling all you now, if all you make all your 2 children, once all you can maintain all your children, fine. But at the same time, try to pave the way, break the generational costs, and create generational wealth for your kids so that when they get older, they're not in the same cycle that we are. We have to fight and pay for everything in life, everything, because none of our parents paved the way and left something for us, so that now we'd have it easier, and then we would have been able to better assist them. I'm not cussing, I'm just chatting. So if you know you're not going to pave the way for your children and they're going to still have the generational costs, whereas the struggle you going through, they will go through 2 and 3 times as hard because life get harder. Stop bringing children into this world to see trouble. And then you expect them to still come and mind you. No. Provide generational wealth for your children. And if you can't provide generational wealth for your children, don't go for them. I mean, it's lovely to have kids. I would die for my child. Hands down. Why do you think I make one? Because I want to provide the best for him. And I want to provide generational wealth for him. Not cost, wealth. So she have 4 kids there now. The last one, dad gone. She's so bold, she don't even want him to have his child. The man said to her, he's going to take the child and carry the child in the car so the child could eat the McDonald's. She stopped it from happening. She preventing the man from taking his own child. So even self he come, he don't want to provide this animosity or this unhappiness among the other kids because he cannot afford to buy all 4 McDonald's. So he decide, if one day he decide to come and take his child, take him for a drive, take him for a McDonald's, she's gonna stop it too. Because what? She's gonna want him to take the other 4 children too. No. We have to stop that. We have to stop that. He come and take his child and go for a McDonald's. You take your 3 children and go for a ride, go for something, walk on the block. Do something with your other 3. Don't expect him to take all 4 to go for McDonald's. And I know it happens. It happens. You have women when the child father go to take the child, to go out with the child. They want the child father to take the other child. I'm not saying he can't take the other child with them off and on, but not all the time. He needs some me time with his child too. Stop it. Stop it. Stop creating all this animosity between a man and his child. Create a loving environment for children. And I showed the way she was behaving like that in front of them kids, you know. That's one thing I must say. I should say and never argue in front of Jaden. I do my best. I say silent if any little thing come. But behind closed door, I will eat head like fish. But in front of my child, I'll just stay calm and done the argument. Yes, he must know that people don't always happy, things happen. But I don't create animosity in front of my son at all. Anything, any argument or any environment that will create problems for my child or fear or have his brain scared or have him scared, me nah go there. And he's 15. We don't do that. I don't argue. If it's a joke argument, like, we're watching movie and we have a little thing, but when it's come to the big argument, Jaden never see me argue yet with his dad. Me no business. Save your argument for another time. I ain't bringing my child up around them environment there at all. You have to see a loving home. Yeah. It's either that or you're gone. If you're in a relationship and you all cannot see eye to eye, y'all arguing, you're always arguing. I had that in the past. I just forget that and focus on my son. Me. I about terrorists. Me. Hey. Anything that will cause mental problems for me, toxic environment for me, I cutting that out. Boom. I cut that out many times. I just stuck with my son. Stuck with my son, baby. Yeah, I don't have time for it. So don't argue in front of children. Stop it. Don't make your children see everything is argument. If you're having y'all gonna have high discussion that could turn out a bit a high volume discussion. But anytime I start seeing like, you're gonna go south, I change that topic. I ain't have time for it. I grew up in a toxic environment in my days growing up. I don't want my son to go through that. I know how I used to feel. Frightened, insecure. I'm not lying, When you're arguing in front of kids, parents arguing in front of children, you're feeling insecure, you feel unloved, you feel like no one like you. You're scared, you're jumpy, you're anxious. It's a lot. That's another discussion. Protect your children. Stop making children for all different dads. I mean, sometimes it cannot be helped because a lot of women don't just go for sex. They go for a relationship. I mean, you have some that just go for the sex and then they get caught. But a lot of women love from within, or they like, and that's how they give up sex. And then they think the man could tell them all the nice words, all the nice things, and they think the man gonna be there for them. They think that life gonna be good. They're gonna this is it, and then boop, the man get them pregnant and the man decide to run off. Yeah, things happen. You see, we human, it happen. But protect yourself. You have 2 already. You don't need 3, 4, and 5. If you cannot maintain it, that is. If you could maintain it, you could make 99. Because you could provide for your kids. You're going to give them the best education. You're going to give them the time, the quality time they deserve. But don't just make kids, making children sick and saying about they're going to mind you. You don't have to give them now. You think they're going to have to give you? You think so? You think so? You don't have to give them no. You think they ain't gonna a miracle that will happen, because you need to show. If you didn't use your time that you had to try and make it in life and make your hand turn and make things meet and provide a secure home, a secure environment, financial stability for your child, you think they would have the money to provide for you when you get old? First of all, most of them, they wouldn't even have money for house down payment, the way houses are so expensive. No joke. They would not even have money to provide for a house down payment for a mortgage. So how are they gonna mind you? And that they don't even have children yet. Stop saying these things. Stop bringing children into the world just to hold a man. Most women do that. Trying to keep a man. If the man have to go, he go. And it don't make sense making children to keep a man because the relationship would never be nice. All you inside there arguing. All you arguing. It's true. All you cannot be happy. Because the man stressed out. You don't have time for him because you have children to bother and to look after. You have children to look after. Now he's in the house. The man come from work. He can get a peace of mind. He can get some time with you because you have to run around behind children. The man get frustrated. He go about the business. Stop it. Anyway, that's my 2 pence for today. I had a restful day today. I did some... What did I do today? I got up out of bed 10 o'clock because, you know me, usually I'm never home on the weekends. I'm always out doing something. But I took some rest this past few days. Took Jaden out last weekend. Then this weekend, stuff to do. And today, just chill. Just come out and wash Jaden here and get it together for tomorrow. Iron today. Did all my little stuff. And then now, I was just watching this video and I thought I'll come and say something. Stop stressing out the men. Where's the other baby daddies? Where are they? And if they're not around, get your money to buy your children McDonald's. You just want the man to always bring McDonald's for all children. Some man don't even have money to. She don't have the man borrow money to buy McDonald's for you one piece of child. All the women, stop it. All your every time, eh? You see, I sleep better today. I get a rest. What night it was? Was it last Wednesday? When Parliament members got sworn in. All you see my video on, on there? I did not sleep because I'm up watching the live. Mikey live. I'm up watching Mikey live. And I got up with boop. So I know I have the hot water, the hot gel thing to put on my eyes, the bag. But also got something to rub it. So anytime you see a lot of people, sometimes people say stress, but not really stress, is lack of sleep. I know that for a fact. Anytime I see under my eyes get fat, I know it's lack of sleep. You see it gone? Because I'm rested. And if when I go to bed tonight again, tomorrow, it's whatever little what there, it's gonna go. Lack of sleep. I used to get it when I was in university as well. Because I used to be up all 3 o'clock in the morning. I used to have these shakes. Hey, all the things studying easy. That's why I feel it for children and people studying, you know. I used to have these shakes. You have to do all these assignments and stuff. And lack of sleep there. Yeah, I wash my hair. I wash Jaden's hair. I plait Jaden's hair. Put oil in the scalp. So that's nice to spend some time together. Some relaxing time. All right, folks. So whatever you do good, be good. Stay blessed. Be kind. Be kind. Once you're kind, you can't go wrong. Be kind to one another. Treat people how you would like to be treated. Like and share my video, please. I'm begging you. Guys, I'm just starting to do this. Well, I started on the 26th of April to start making videos. And public speaking is one of the things I never, or camera speaking. Speaking in, like, even when there was Skype and I talking to people on Skype, I used to fumble my words. So bear with me. It's coming. It's not something I'm used to, but I'm getting used to it. And obviously I would improve with speaking on camera. It used to be one of my weakness, but I'm doing, the more I do, the more I become more confident. I find when I'm in the window looking out, I get distracted. So, because I'm looking, everybody passing, so I'm looking. What I realize as well is that I like to touch my face. So I need to try to stop touching up my face. It could be a bit of nerve thing. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Stick with me. Love you, folks.